One Belt One Road is a transnational and transcontinental project. Many different stakeholders across this region. It's going to impact close to 64 countries in Asia and Europe in particular. It's going to impact close to 2/3 of the world's population across these two very large continents, and some say even 1/3 of the global GDP will be touched by One Belt One Road. So with so many different stakeholders, different views, the obvious challenge would be getting everybody aligned, even between bilaterally, how to work out these different multi-layer and multi-level arrangements. So that would be the first challenge, I would say, getting people on board with this. But China has done a fairly good job at leading initiatives such as the AIIB, Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank. It has brought in many different countries to invest alongside China in this initiative to basically invest in infrastructure across Asia and beyond in some instances. So that sort of alignment with many multiple stakeholders, at least on the financing front, is certainly helpful in pushing this development. It's an opportunity which is nascent. There are a lot of discussions and thoughts, as well as attempts to quantify ultimately what sort of material impact it would be. But one thing we know is that China has committed a lot of money to the tune of over $30 billion to support the One Belt One Road initiative. These would, at the onset, and we've seen, already trickle down into infrastructure development, mainly roads, pipelines, ports, which are built in the Middle East, Africa, South Asia region. And with the improvement in infrastructure, we can expect to see also a pickup in the trade volumes in all these regions. We also have the One Belt One Road Silk Road initiative, which is covering more of the trans-European, pan-European, Asian-European sort of route. And this would include railways, pipelines carrying gas and oil from buyers to sellers. What we're seeing for OBOR initiatives, some of the insurance areas of insurance application, firstly would be in terms of investment, supporting some of these projects. For instance, we are seeing opportunities where a lot of Chinese contractors who are vying for projects in these One Belt One Road territories, them requiring credit insurance, political insurance to support their financing needs. So that's one area that we're seeing a lot of interest in, and we are supportive of as well. Another area that we're seeing support for insurance being very necessary would be the actual implementation of some of these One Belt One Road projects, whether it's involving infrastructure, building of a dam or a hydropower plant or a coal-fired power plant. All these are projects that require sort of performance guarantees, and surety guarantees are something that we cover, and we've been very active in pursuing some of these opportunities in South Asia. Back to the point that some of these territories covered by One Belt One Road tend to be developing countries where governance and compliance tends to be also very weak. So without a very strong G2G base as a foundation, a lot of corporates may not find it very comforting to participate in these projects. With insurance, for instance, political risk insurance, trade credit insurance, corporates are given that additional sense of comfort that if something were to go wrong, at least there's something to fall back on from a political risk or a commercial risk perspective. Asia is a growing market for credit insurance simply because the penetration of credit as a product is growing very quickly. We see a lot of economies, developing economies like Indonesia, China, India, transiting from a cash economy to a credit economy, and therein a lot of corporates as well as consumers will start to use credit as a means of finance. So this will be the first sort of primary level of opportunity. Then we'll obviously see that with the rise of credit, the need to hedge against credit risk, and that's where, as a credit insurance provider, we see opportunities of growth in Asia, this part of the world especially. We have been seeing in particular growth in many of the peer-to-peer lending channels in China, in South Asia as well, and these are also areas where we see opportunities for credit insurance to play a part, both in terms of the financing and support of these credit opportunities.